I have started a GoFundMe that is in the link in my bio. I need $3,000 for school, and let me explain to you why. As you guys know, political activism and action is something that is really a passion for me. I go to war when it comes to the political activism. You guys know that for a year, last year, I spent the year educating you guys on everything having to do with the war, everything having to do with voting, everything had to do with voting registration and the injustices that black people are facing all over the world. Everybody knows, despite the amount of jokes that we play, how disrespectful we could get, the beefs, the arguments, Love Island. This platform has always been about using this to help out real issues in this world. Now that I am going to North Carolina A&T, which is the largest HBCU in the country, with over 60,000 plus students, I intend to do the same thing with my platform going in. In order to understand the purpose of my GoFundMe, you have to understand the importance of voting rights, registration, and activism in North Carolina. For decades, North Carolina representatives has completely undermined HBCU students, black and brown people, and minorities all over North Carolina by stripping away their rights in different decades and different eras. And here we are with a rise of voting rights being affected and impacted once again. And I have a platform and an initiative that is trying to change that. In order to understand what North Carolina representatives have done to its residents in the past, you have to look at history. In 1830, the anti-education laws, free black native David Walker published Walker's Appeal, a radical pamphlet calling the enslaved people to rise up against their owners. North Carolina General Assembly banned the pamphlet and passed laws making it a crime to teach enslaved individuals how to read or write. In 1868, following the Civil War, the state ratified the new constitution that held historic open elections. North Carolina elected its first 20 African-American slave legislators, 3 senators, and 17 representatives to the General Assembly. In 1898, the Wilmington Coup and Massacre. Wilmington was a thriving majority black city with a successful, radically integrated fusionist local government. White supremacists staged a bloody, premeditated coup. They burned down the local black newspaper, murdered up to 60 black residents, and drove more than 2,000 citizens out of the town. Why this hits so home for me? Because the institution that I'm attending to on August 19th, North Carolina A&T, is in charge and responsible for the 1960 Greensboro sit-in, where 4 black students from North Carolina A&T sat down at a segregated Woolworth's lunch counter and politely asked for their lunch. They were asked to leave and they remained seated. The protest quickly grew into hundreds of students, sparking a massive national sit-in movement across the South. Now, over 60 decades later, colleges all over North Carolina are losing their easy access to early voting and voting period. They're removing polling sites and early voting sites that are preventing HBCU students and residents that live in these neighboring areas from accessing their natural right to vote. You guys know me. When I see a problem, I fix it. I see and I notice this trend, and I have a platform that is perfect to fix this initiative. So I ask you to click the link in my bio to support my initiative on rebuilding the community when it comes to voting HBCU students, and to do the simple part that I play into on making sure that minorities' voting rights aren't being stripped, especially HBCU students that are going to be my classmates and my peers. Tomorrow I will discuss more specifically on what I'll be doing to ensure that I can fix this issue. But first, I need to ask for the donations for that to happen. Thank you, and I appreciate you guys for supporting me, and I love y'all.